Hey everyone, welcome to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
My name is Miguel.
And today we are watching a short of sorts. It's a little over 11 minutes, so that's as short as...
That's a short.
Sure, yeah. It is actually a video that we talked about doing way back when we watched War, but a bunch of things started happening and we didn't get to it until now because there's been people requesting it for a while and I feel really bad that I have not fulfilled that promise. So here we are. Basically, I think the backstory of all of this is Hrithik Roshan was kind of out of shape. And I don't know if it was due to an injury or if he was just not working out for a while. But in all of the movies that we have seen, he has been shredded. I mean, I still remember that scene in Bang Bang where he was just like the first time he took his shirt off, and it was just like muscles, like
It looks
0%.
like alligator tummy.
Alligator tummy?
Yeah, alligator
Okay.
tummy.
All the ribs?
All the ribs and all the sections and everything. It looks like
Yeah.
alligator tummy.
Yeah.
Or
And
crocodile.
So then that, and then we see a little bit different of a body that he had in War.
Right.
So in War, he was like more bulked up, like his arms were like super thick. So it was more about like the size of the muscles than the like slender definition build.
Right.
So this, we're going to see him kind of out of shape, maybe after eating a
He's
bunch
like the
of
rest
things.
of us?
Like, yeah, like maybe the rest of us. But I always have to say, people, whenever you do get into shape like that, there is some sort of like body memory. So you have a lot of that muscle. Even if you gain weight on top of it, you still have a lot of that muscle mass underneath.
Yeah.
So it's not like for someone starting from zero getting to where he is. And it takes a lot of trainers and a lot of dedication to meal plan and all that sort of stuff, and taking the right supplements because there's all these amino acids you have to do. Now,
You do all that stuff. I don't.
yeah, I mean,
I eat regular and, I just be me.
yeah, but you're also not a big action star.
I'm no celebrity. I'm no,
But-
don't look for me on the beach.
But when you are already in good shape and then you go out of shape and then you go back to going into good shape, I mean, you still have a lot of underneath all of that. And you can tell like when somebody's like was really muscular and then they gained weight, you can still tell that like, hey, there's actually a lot of muscle still under there. I mean, you could tell.
Okay.
Like remember when we watched Amir Khan's Fat to Fit, and like even when he had the big tummy, like he still looked like dude, I would not mess with that guy, So
He could be a good bouncer. And he had a good center of gravity to keep him from being toppled over.
So this is Hrithik Roshan preparing for his role in War, and let's see. I think we'll see some behind the scenes type stuff and all that sort of stuff. So let's get into it.
Ah, the end. Unfortunately or fortunately, it never really is.
Well, hey, it is a tough life trying to get into that kind of shape.
To convince the director and producer that I am not ready for this film right now, I stopped the meeting, and this is a fact. I stopped the meeting. Photo liya, wo photo hai ab tak. I'll show you the photo. See the date, see the time. I just went inside and took this picture. Look at it. They saw the picture and they looked at me and said, this happened to me in 2012 before Krish, and I just couldn't believe this is happening all over again. Having to start from zero all over again.
You could tell it's not zero though. Like he
Yeah.
still has like
Situation,
abs
slip
underneath
disc,
there. Just
the pain and out of shape. I couldn't believe I let myself get back here again. To get me back somehow, I needed something to cause that shift. And I think Tiger came in as a blessing. Struggling to dig myself out of this hole. बात वो है, मैं होल में हूँ और मेरे को निकलना है कहीं से। तो मैं तो ऐसा बोलते ना, मारते ना ऐसा। कुछ भी that, कुछ भी.
find If you find the right inspiration,
Yeah.
and a lot of people need that.
Yeah. But and unfortunately, inspiration has to resonate specifically for you. It just can't be generalized.
But even when he was there in that room, you saw how many trainers he had,
Yeah.
right? Dietitians and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted it to move a certain way, and it just wouldn't move. My injuries just made it all the more difficult for me to get back, because every time I tried to do something that I used to do, it just flared up, and there were so many of them that I couldn't really handle it. It was really, really difficult.
And in a lot of his roles, he's been injured through his career because he does a lot of the stunts himself, right?
I'm gonna do something else. I was Humpty Dumpty, and I had to be put back together again somehow.
That's a funny analogy. Looks like he still has pretty good flexibility, though.
Yeah.
उस दिन क्या होगा when I feel no pain? उस दिन I think I will take off. I think. वही बोल रहा हूँ. I'll take off to space. I think. I just go.
You'd be Rocket Man.
Ready for a Rocky montage.
बोल क्या कर रहे?
What minute?
Failure हो रही है. Come on, गिरने दो नीचे. उठाएंगे हम लोग.
Oh, wall squats. Yeah, those are tough.
We are doing
You're not
deadlifts.
used to that.
We are doing deadlifts.
Not this weight on my spine.
11, 12.
And that's not like this would take people. I mean, if you're starting from zero, it would take years to even get to where he's at right now.
Right.
If this film is a failure, if I don't reach where I am, at least I live these days doing what I love. That's it. That's important too. 6 months of transformation मैंने enjoy किया ना. नहीं बना body, नहीं बना. ठीक है. 6 महीना मैंने enjoy किया मैंने.
The journey then.
घुटना और वो ankle ठीक हो गया. तो मैं रुकूंगा. To give people what they've seen is redundant. It won't work. They have to always give something new, something more, little more, even a little more. It's got to be more.
I like these self-affirmations he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, look,
Yeah.
it's even if I don't get to where my actual goal is, I'm still going to be in a good spot.
Right.
आ रहा है वो फील आया मुझे. It's a tragedy for people who are living in constant state of comparison, which is what I try and teach my kids, that you should be proud of the fact that you're giving your best. That's all you ever need to do. Are you giving your best? मैं उनको पूछता I don't ask them whether you came first, second or third or last. I don't care. And I genuinely don't care. But I want to ask him, did you put in every single ounce of your blood, sweat, everything? Did you put everything in it?
It's the important part, right?
Yeah.
And if the answer is yes, yeah, fine. That's all you have to do. क्या करने का लगे? और क्या कर सकते हो तुम लोग? और कुछ कर सकते हो क्या?
Won't you
Getting
come and
there.
see what it's like? Living by the rules that you write. You ain't know those lavish
But
life.
this also then becomes your job and your life. You know, I mean, from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to sleep, he's doing some element here. We've seen him in several times in his own home or something doing.
Get a strong appetite.
मैं तो wheelchair में भी बैठ के मैं मारने वाला. At 80.
There you go.
Wheelchair के साथ.
Like
Yeah.
Arnold, dude. Arnold's like almost 80, right? I think
Yeah.
he is very close, and He's still in his home gym doing like deadlifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely bulked up, lost a lot of his, body fat. 1 day to go. What do you do in a day? Eat a hamburger.
It's never the end. Well, yeah, of course they have to,
He's watching old videos. It's great.
Oh God, I'm so tired today, man. 2 nights and then suddenly a day. So you haven't slept. I haven't slept enough at all. Shooting my introduction after a sleepless night.
How many people do you think watch their old videos to jazz them up to get them ready to shoot?
So what I'm doing is I'm putting spots and wrinkles because I'm a little crazy. I want this character to have a little age, not old, but
That's the first time I think I've ever seen an actor do their own makeup like this.
Yeah, some actors do. They do some
bit of
of
a shock that I want to keep my natural whites for this. In fact, I enhance them because I think it's really cool to show them off.
It adds character, it really does.
Address जो होता है ना उसका, वो address एक बार आपको मिल गया, then you can go there whenever you want. Actually, I'm trying to say that. Once you make your abs, you know the address. कि वहाँ कैसे पहुँचे.
abs. My abs are at too far away.
Looking terribly sleepy, no?
And you know what they're doing here? They're accentuating those curves so
Right.
they make the muscles look even bigger. I mean,
Right.
in the lighting.
Right.
It's all about makeup, lighting. Now, sure, he is buff. We saw it itself.
yes.
But movie magic.
That I've ever done. It's something that we discovered while we were on set, and slowly, I think we found the right tone.
So they're in between shots. I'm sure they're having him work out certain muscle
Yeah,
groups.
so you get swole.
So you get swole. So
Yep.
that, yeah.
On set,
Yeah.
that's what you do, yeah.
I really enjoyed.
And of course, they have him do certain things like grabbing that just like that, so that and it's not held up here; it's held out here, so it's pulling this muscle. Yeah.
Or perhaps it's just an opportunity
See, we all need to know how to do those sorts of things. Carry it this way, so you get the big bicep bulging.
In the midst of the storm are the moments that truly matter.
Those guys just suck in their gut. This way, you can actually make your muscles look bigger.
The end. Unfortunately or fortunately, it never really is.
Never.
It's never the end. It's never the end. You never really get.
Oh,
to
that was his dad.
the end. It is a strange truth. On to the next adventure, on to the next curiosity, the next wonder, the next thing to explore, next thing to learn.
Nice Indian.
Yeah,
shot.
beautiful. A good message. Yeah, I like that because in the beginning I was a little worried with what his message was going to say when the film started, because it said, "Oh, it's the end." Yes, it's the end. And the whole time, like, I'm telling myself in my head, I'm like, "Dude, you can't be telling people like this, because it is never the end, because it's not like you reach this goal and then you don't have to do anything." And as he said, he's regressed a few times in his career where he's had to build himself back up again, and it's really tough because you start going and going, and then you realize how quickly it goes, and then trying to get that drive back is really tough, and you need something that inspires you to get you back and moving and into shape, and this role did it for him. And at the very end, he said, it's never the end, because this is a lifestyle. It's achievable. You could do this without all the trainers, because, you know, there's YouTube videos and all that sort of stuff. You can find, like, there's a lot of workout video tips and all that sort of stuff. And you could do it on your own. There's lots of videos about nutrition and diet and all that for what kind of body that you're looking to get. I mean, you can. It'll take you a lot of time in research and all of that sort of stuff to find out how you can get that body that you want. But I think what he said himself is, like, it's good to be comfortable with who you are and not feel like you have to strive to get to a certain level, and always with this comparison, like, am I as good as that person? Do I look as good as that person? And with his kids, he's like, look, do you give it your all? Are you happy with yourself? Because that's the most important thing. And I think that's a great dad advice, you know, that I hope a lot of dads would pass on to their children.
Yeah, definitely a lot of hard work, and it was nice that he's showing the effort that he has to do, so that people just don't think that, you know, he's always that way.
So when I go, it's
I think
funny.
so I remember now, I was thinking earlier, it would have been cool to show how many days, and, you know, to show some sort of visual progression.
Like a timeline?
Like a timeline, that would have think. And even people who see this, you know, yeah, he's got a lot of trainers, but he's still the one having to do all of the lifting, all of the work and everything. You know, the trainers are probably tag teaming in and out, you know.
Yeah.
I'm fresh, taking them on, you know. And he's not. He's worn out by the end of the day. And, you know, it would be interesting to see what time he's getting up in the morning, and, you know, his daily schedule, and you could see just how much he's doing.
One actor who does that is Chris Hemsworth. So he actually has some of his videos posted online with his trainer, and they go through a whole routine of his, and he talks about what he eats in the morning and all that sort of stuff, because, you know, Chris is a crazy awesome body too. And it is a lot of work. And sometimes when I go to the gym, I have these images playing in my head about, like, okay, this guy does it too. You don't get there just by, like, doing nothing. You got to do something. Everybody does. So you see somebody with a body like that, and if you try to do it yourself, you start to respect it a lot more, because it's a lifestyle change. It is really tough, takes lots of dedication. But also, when you are on set, what they don't talk about, how dehydrated you have to be when you're on set. Because just like Henry Cavill for the Superman role, I mean, or even for his Witcher role, when he has a shirtless scene, he says, stay away from me on set, because he's so angry that he hasn't had anything to drink in, like, a whole day, and he's, like, so dehydrated, to make his skin really tight on the muscles, and it makes the muscles pop out even more. And I remember watching War, and I don't think he had a shirtless scene in War. And I'm like, dude, you went through all this work and he didn't really have a shirtless scene. But the one scene I do remember that I can't get out of my head, because his arm was so thick. He had a duffel bag when he got off the helicopter in his, like, intro scene, and he had it, like, down at his side, and he was kind of, like, carrying it or something, like, down. And his triceps were just, like, gigantic. And I was like, dude has the thickest arms. Wow. I mean, he really did. Like, he has a very different body type here. Like, he was definitely a lot more bulked up than in other roles we've seen. Him in, like, Krish, which he mentioned, or even in Bang Bang. Like, you know, in that he was very tapered, thin, muscular, but thin. Here, he was, like, the mass was a lot more. And I just, you know, and they don't talk about how much on set they have to do. Like, and you mentioned too, you saw some scenes where he was on set and working out. They bring the equipment. I mean, you can see that in a lot of these things, like Henry Cavill again, where he has like dumbbells on set, and before he goes in front of the camera, he's like pumping, because there is a swole factor to it. Your muscles will start bulging when blood starts pumping to the muscles to give them more energy to lift something heavy, and that blood sticks around for a while, and it makes the muscles look a lot bigger. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And also all those amino acids, you know, those are, I think a lot of people don't really give them as much credit as they're due, because they help with rebuilding the muscles faster, with muscle soreness after a tough workout, and having your muscles retain more water weight to them, because muscles also, you know, get swollen with water. So there are amino acids that help with that. So there are so many things, and I could go on and on and on about this, because this is something I'm actually pretty passionate about, that I like to go to the gym, and I have also had setbacks where I get back to what seems like ground zero for me, and I'm like, oh, it was so much work just to get there, and now I'm way down here, and I know that it's gonna be like 8 months until I'm even back to where I was. And it feels like for every month you take off, it's gonna take like 2 or 3 months to get back to that spot. And it's just, but you know what? It's one day at a time. Like today is the day, today is the first day of the first day. And that's what you have to look at, is like, it's not how many days I have left, it's about today and what can I do today, and you know, that lifestyle change. But I mean, I have mad respect for Hrithik Roshan. I mean, he is an incredible actor. The dedication just to his acting and his dancing is incredible. And then to see a video like this behind the scenes, and how he's talking and how inspirational he is and how good of a dad he is, I think is just really good. And we need more people out there like this.
Yep.
I think.
Definitely.
So thank you so much for the recommendation. This was great. I love seeing behind the scenes where we get to know actors a little bit more, find out more about them, how they talk off camera. I mean, he was still on camera, but he was talking more personably about all the different things in his life. And
he shared his makeup secrets.
He did.
I'm gonna have to go and check my note.
Gotta go get some like shadowing pattern.
Yeah, I have to get some shadowing and other things.
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. And if you haven't yet and you like these videos, be sure to turn on all notifications, hit that subscribe button, share it, a like button, pat tappar maro.